Hey, 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 welcome to the Wheat Field, guys. Welcome to the Wheat Field. This is your girl, La T, here at Tears and Wheat Tarot Show, where you show enough, never know what you're going to get. Today, I am hanging out at the little walkway park downtown in my town, and it is a beautiful, gorgeous day. And I'm just enjoying creation, enjoying the Father in every attribute that I can see physically, and feeling all things that I cannot see. Getting a little bit of that flow, the water, and just allowing it to speak to me. One thing that's definitely speaking to me is this tree. You guys can see this tree right here behind me with all this purple, that beautiful color, the lushness. It's like kind of remind me of the movie The Color Purple, right? When Suge was talking to Celie and they were in the field and they were saying it's kind of sad. Like, I feel like the trees and the grass and the color purple gets mad when you don't notice it. I feel like that the Father be saying that to us all the time, like, take time to stop and to notice. Notice creation. Notice what she's doing. Notice how she speaks. I see these little duckies over here in the water, and they just quacking and doing their thing. They not even paddling with their little feet. They just kind of floating on the water, just letting it carry them to where with the current. You know what I mean? And it's something to be said about that. To take the lessons from nature and just, you know, see how it applies to you. Like, what can you do? Not necessarily, yeah, what can you do to apply those attributes, those principles to your life, right? Like these little mallards here that are just allowing the current to guide them where they're going, right? They don't have to put up any effort, and they don't have to swim, and they don't have to, that's the law of least effort, actually. Like, they don't have to put up any resistance and force themselves to go in any one particular direction. They just go with the flow of the current. And to stay in the flow means that they can float. They don't have to swim. They're not sinking. They're not exerting any energy. They're being supported by the flow, by the water. And I think that that's a major, major lesson for us to take onto self, which is to stay in the flow. Things will bloom in their season, like this beautiful tree, right? I had some shrimp and grits for lunch, y'all. They were so good. I love me some shrimp and grits. But this tree, just a couple weeks ago, it was bare. It was barren. It had no vibrancy. It looked dead. You know what I mean? You know how trees look in the wintertime when they ain't got nothing on it. And then all of a sudden you see these little buds come out, and then before you know it, it's in full bloom. And everything happens in its due season. It's not like it has to try to bloom. It doesn't have to, you know, force it. It doesn't have to, employ tactics and deceitfulness. It comes about full bloom in its vibrancy. It might be the only one, with that color around, a forest or a space of trees, and it's the only standout one. But it was designed to stand out. Put this bag down for it to fall somewhere. Sucker is huge. Anywho, you know how we be with these bags. I carry cards with me everywhere. So we were in a restaurant and we were looking at this set of cards, and I was studying and meditating on it. And it talks a lot about how do we see our opposition, how do we handle resistance, how do we prepare for the things that are coming towards us. And I always think about winter in that way. Like, winter is the time where creation is preparing for the new season. Right after harvest is over, that cycle is done. Like, everything starts to die away and it goes dormant, but it's actually in preparation, not necessarily dormancy. It's in preparation to bloom again, taking on all the lessons that it has received from the past cycle and discerning them, transmuting that energy so that it can begin again a whole new cycle, and it will start over more. It will have more intelligence. It's smarter, it's faster, it's more efficient, and able and equipped to deal with the issues or the environment of the now, always reading the plain now, discerning that information now. And I think that's how we are to stay prepared for what's coming, always being keenly aware of what's happening now, transmuting the energy and the lessons that has come against us, in the past. And how do you use that? How do you use that for your greatness? How do you use that for your ascension? How do you use that to be more effective, more productive, to bloom in your due season, to be vibrant, to be that standout, breakout type of thing, that nobody can walk past and not notice it. You walk past this space and you notice it. It is the only one with that color. It's vibrant, it's beautiful. And I think that creation herself would be very upset if we didn't slow down and appreciate it. The lessons that it gives onto us. It's just another way we can read creation. Read the plane. This is your girl La T. Quick channeled message for those who think like me or like to think deeply. To the next now, y'all. Get out. Enjoy creation. Get into the flow. Don't be afraid to break out and stand out. And it'll happen in your due season. Love you guys. Just like I love me. Because I love the source that made me. That made everything. Come on through, Father. Let your wheat field know. Yes. Feel the wind. Feel the flow. Yes. I don't know, y'all. It's just something about it that really does it for me. Being able to see God in everything. To the next now. Love you guys. Ashe. Happy Saturday.